Hi, welcome to Kaundinya Institute for Competitive Studies. So in the previous video, we have covered two essays topic, that is coronavirus and new phone bills. So this is a third important topic under science and technology, that is stem cells. So please make sure that you have to write and practice all these essays, and please subscribe our channel and share to your friends. And here in the stem cells, before you know what is meant by stem cells, you have to know about cytology. What exactly mean by cytology? Cytology is a branch of biology which deals with structure and function of a cell. So it is known as cytology, right? So what exactly the stem cells means? So, as we all know, the body of our human body is made up of 200 different kinds of specialized cells, right? So, what the specialized cells, such as muscle cells, nerve cells, fat cells, and also the skin cells. So, all these cells in the body come from where? It comes from stem cells. So, a stem cell is a cell that is not yet specialized. So you know that the body is made up of 200 different kinds of specialized cells. So like the muscle, we have the muscle cells. In the nerve, we have a nerve cells, and also the fat cells, skin cells. In the brain, we have, regarding about the brain, we have nerve cells, like that. All these cells were come from stem cells. So the stem cells is a cell that is not yet specialized. The process of specialization is called as differentiation. Once the differentiation pathway of stem cells has been decided, it too has no longer become another type cell on its own. So stem cells have an ability to differentiate into specific cell types. So the two defining characteristics of a stem cells are perpetual self-renewal and the ability to differentiate into a specialized adult cell type. So after knowing what exactly the about the definition of stem cells, you have to know the history of a stem cells. So in the history of a stem cells, the term stem cell was coined by Theodore Boveri and Valentin Hacker in the late 19th century. But the key properties of a stem cells were identified by two scientists in early 1960s at University of Toronto. They did a pioneering work by using bone marrow cells in mice. The first therapy using stem cells was a bone marrow transplant performed by French oncologists in 1958 on 5 workers who were critically affected by accident. These workers survived. In the year 1981, embryonic cells were first isolated and successfully cultured using mouse blastocysts by two British biologists. So in 1998, scientists were able to derive stem cells from human embryos and grow stem cells in the laboratory. These cells were known as human embryonic cells. In 2006, another breakthrough was achieved that allowed the scientists to reprogram adult cells genetically so that they can be converted into stem cells. Types of stem cells. We have four different types of stem cells, that is embryonic stem cells, tissue specific stem cells, mesenchymal stem cells, induced pluripotent stem cells. And these stem cells are classified on the basis of their potentiality. So we have a 5 different type of stem cells, that is differentiation by potential capacity. So what are the 5 types of stem cells? Totipotent, or it is also called as omnipotent stem cells. Second one is pluripotent stem cells. Third one, multipotent stem cells. Fourth one, oligopotent stem cells, and the unipotent stem cells. These are all the 5 different type of stem cells They have classified on the basis of their potential. Potency. What is meant by potency? Specifies the differentiation potential, that is the potential to differentiate it into a different cell types of a stem cells. So depending on the capacity or the potentiality of a cell, we have a 5 different type of cells, that is totipotent cell. What is meant by totipotent? It is also known as omnipotent cell. So omnipotent stem cells can differentiate into embryonic and extra embryonic cell types. So under this totipotent cell, they can differentiate into two type of cell. So that is embryonic and the extra embryonic cell types. Such cells can construct a complete viable organism. These cells are produced from the fusion of an egg and sperm cells. Cell produced by the first few division of the fertilized egg are also called as totipotent. Pluripotent. Stem cells are descendants of totipotent cells and can differentiate into nearly all cells. That is, the cells derived from any of the three germ layers. Next is multipotent. Stem cells can differentiate into a number of cell types, but only those of closely related families of cells. What is meant by oligopotent? Stem cells can differentiate into only a few cell types such as lymphoid or myeloid stem cells. Unipotent cells. So as the name indicates, uni means a single, it's only one type of a cells. Potent means it's a potentiality. So the unipotent cells can produce only one cell type their own but have a property of self-renewal which distinguishes them from non-stem cells. Example for this unipotent stems are the progenitor cells which cannot self-renew. These are the properties of the stem cells. Stem cells of all origin are capable of dividing and renewing themselves for long periods of time. These cells undergo a period of cell proliferation while preserving the undifferentiated state. All stem cells are unspecialized or undifferentiated. These are present as a mass of cells that differentiated later during the period of division. Another essential property of stem cells is their ability to differentiate into specialized cells that together make up a different tissue types. These cells can be either pluripotent or multipotent. So what are the uses of these stem cells? These stem cells are used in the tissue regeneration. Tissue regeneration is probably the most important use of stem cells. Cardiovascular disease treatment, brain disease treatment, cell deficiency therapy, blood disease treatments. So in the beginning of the video, we have discussed about the history of stem cells, and that comes under your introduction part of the essay, and what all we have discussed about the definition of stem cells and the different type of stem cells we have discussed, and the properties of the stem cells, uses, and what all we have discussed. So these are all the points that comes under your body of an essay. So this is the last part of the essay, that is conclusion. So the advancements in science have transformed human lives. Stem cells therapy research is a similar scientific achievement that has the potential to transform human lives. Whether stem cells research can have life-saving effects on human in yet to be determined. The current research should be aligned towards the uses of stem cells has to improve the human lives and end its miseries. The work of scientists who should be driven by public welfare and should not ignore public morality. Any kind of research should respect public sensitivities and public concerns. It is through a broad participation of all stakeholders that the effect of stem cells treatment can be carefully measured, improved, and further applied to better treatments for various incurable diseases. Stem cells offer various opportunities as well as the various challenges that should be overcome to make it successful and friendly to human lives. So let's complete the essay. So please write and practice all these points and subscribe our channel and share to your friends. Thank you.